Hi, Shirley here. Now, if you watched the webinar Ditch the Binge, kind of listened, it was slides, but you could have watched, you'll know that on the dot of an hour we ran out of time and I didn't get into the questions that I said I would. So there is going to be a second webinar very, very soon that will address most of the questions that were asked. But I wanted to do this quick video because there was one question I particularly wanted to do in the first webinar, and I didn't get to because for all kinds of technological reasons, down to me, we didn't do it. So I'm just going to read out, which is why I'm looking away from the screen sometimes. I'm going to read the question that was sent in. And if you heard the first webinar, a lot of this will make sense to you, so if you haven't, you need to go listen to the replay quick before I take it down. And it was sent in from someone, and I could sense the degree of anxiety, saying, I'm having huge anxiety about my weight gain. I was previously underweight for 7 years, and over the past year my binging has got out of control and I've gained quite a bit of weight. I no longer fit into any of my pants and I can't bear to look at my body. As a result, I find that I'm seeking comfort in food even more. Do you have any suggestions on how to overcome my anxiety related to my weight gain, and in turn address my issues with binging? Okay. The reason I really like this question is because it presents so many of the aspects of binge eating. You know, from, if you listen to the webinar, you heard I said it's not about, it's not a fat person problem. You can have a binge eating problem whether you're really underweight or normal weight or overweight. It's not a size issue, and people that binge eat know this. But I want to just remind you of that. So this poor lady, I'm assuming it's a lady, has gone from undereating, anorexia, into what clinicians would probably regard as normality. So she'll have achieved a weight that they're happy with, she's out of risk, and probably she'd have been shipped out and go, oh, you're cured, that's fine, you're sorted. But she hasn't sorted what's going on in here, the thoughts that fill her head about food and counting and calories and weight gain and weight loss and numbers and all sorts of things. So she's moved into binging, and now she's worried because she feels that she's gaining weight and she can't control it. So so many different answers I gave in the webinar. I can't go through them all now because that took a whole hour, but key ones. 3 simple steps to success. Stop dieting. Sounds insane. Strikes the fear of God into people that are binge eating early on. Oh no, that means I'll never stop. Trust me on this, you will. Stop dieting. Lose the guilt and start putting yourself very high on your own agenda. You're number one, the start of your own show. So when you do those 3 things, which sound very glib and easy, well, that's great, Shirley, so how do I do that? Well, when you stop dieting, that means you give yourself permission to eat food. Any food. There's no off-limits foods, there's just food. Okay, you can have what you want when you want. When it becomes freely available, you just have to go with this. It really is true. I've tried it myself. When it's freely available, you can have whatever you want, whenever you want. No holds barred, no good foods, no bad foods, just food. You start to regain the balance because you don't panic about not being able to have it in the future. You know, a big part of binging is feeling I have to stuff it all in right now because I'll never get it again. So if you take that step, that would take you such a leap forward, and as it balances out, you won't gain weight, you may well even lose weight. In fact, you will. There's some other stuff that you need to do. You need to let go of the guilt, and that comes hand in hand with stopping the dieting. So if you go, okay, I can eat anything I want, right, Shirley says it'll be okay, and you find yourself still eating a box of chocolates instead of I was only going to have one, you have to go, oh, well, it happened. So what, it happened. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm still okay. I'm still an okay person. It doesn't matter. And let go of it. Because it's the negative feeling that comes from the guilt that leads you back into the binge diet cycle. Because you beat yourself up. You make yourself feel rubbish. And when you feel rubbish, what's the first thing? The first most likely thing you do is eat. Whereas, when you get into grips with this whole stop dieting thing, if you just eat and you go, oh, actually, I probably wasn't hungry enough for all of that, was I? And you just go, well, never mind, it's another day. It takes the pressure right off. You've given yourself permission to do it and you're not going to beat yourself up, which actually means you'll be less likely to do it tomorrow, today. So those are the key things, but neither of those work unless you do number 3. And in the webinar I put this in the other order, but it doesn't matter the order you do these, but you've got to do all 3 simple steps. And that is, make you the star of your own show. You're really important. So often people put other things, this is Binge in particular, although I know some of the people who came to the webinar shared this and recognised this was a bigger woman self-esteem thing. But doing things for your employers, your employees, your colleagues, your family, your husband, your partner, your children, your mother, your father, your person that lives 3 doors down the street, whoever, that's lovely, that's great. You don't have to stop being a generous person. But if you find that your needs are so far down that list, they're not even, that you never get there. You've got a 600-page book full of things to do, but you might be there, but it's in very, very, very small print at the far end of the book, right at the bottom, the bit that nobody ever reads. That's you. And you can do this really simply. This is not about suddenly changing your personality, becoming a selfish person, and not caring about others. It's about making time in your life for you. And that could be as simple as, let me take an example. Yesterday, I've been having a very stressful time with my mother. She was taken ill. I've spent the last 48 hours waiting in hospitals for doctors and all sorts. And it was getting on top of me in the middle of the day. I just had to walk out. I thought, I have to get away from her. I went out. My mother was safe. She was with my partner. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take my advice. I went and had my eyebrows done. Well, that may not be your thing, but I thought I deserve this. It cost me a really small amount of money. It took 15 minutes of the day, but it was only about me. It was just me rewarding myself, going, oh, I deserve this. I'm having a really tough time and I'm doing my best. I deserve this. So it could be as small as that. It could be as big as climbing a mountain or running a marathon, but start really small. So that's my message to this lady. It's the 3 simple steps. I have worked successfully with many people in exactly these circumstances who have gone from anorexia through to bulimia often, into binge eating and overeating. And I have helped them stop. Not because it's me, but because with support, with guidance, with hand-holding, they've taken those 3 simple steps to success. They've stopped dieting, they've let go of the guilt, and they've put themselves at the top of their list. So I hope that helps the lady who asked that question. I'm making a gross assumption that this is a lady. There are men that suffer too, and I want you all to hear this, but mostly I work with ladies. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the second webinar, please, I will be emailing anyone that's already subscribed soon. Go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/eating battles, if you haven't already got any information about me, because I'll post everything on there and you'll find out when the webinars are. So I have a blog as well, but again, go to Facebook, it's blog.eatingbattles.com. Again, everything gets posted on Facebook. And I will catch you soon. Look forward to it. All right, take care. Bye.